This is Robert Plank from VOSuccessFormula.com, and I want to show you how to make a really quick edit in your recording in Audacity, which sounds simple, right? You made a recording, you messed up, something needed to change, you fix it, but if you don't know it, you don't know it. And there are two ways that we're going to go about this. There are two scenarios here. One is that you messed up something in the beginning or in the middle of your recording, like you need to redo a sentence, redo a paragraph. Or there's the other option, which is, and they're both pretty simple, but the other simple scenario is maybe you made a recording and you want to add to it, or you messed up the very end. And I'm going to show you what's happening here. So we made a recording on Fiverr here, and and basically to walk you through this also, what happens with Fiverr is you get an order that comes in, then you see the requirements, and then they attach a file, usually a Word document, and they give you the text to read here. And I am a big believer in go into it with zero preparation. Fiverr is a numbers game. Fiverr is a quantity game. And we don't want to spend 20 minutes looking at it. We don't want to rehearse. We want to see it. We want to record it. We want to get it out there. So that way it only takes us a few minutes to earn 20 bucks or 50 bucks. You become the assembly line, and now you're making hundreds of dollars a day if you do it right, if you manage your time wisely, and that part is up to you. And we read the script in one take, or if we mess up, we go back and fix it. But then here's what happens is then we turn it in, so we dump out the file, we attach it, we click a button that adds this stock template saying here's your order, and then the person that receives it, they can either choose to approve it or they can request revisions. Then when they request revisions, if they ask for something that's outside the scope of what they ordered, like maybe if they want background music, if they have some changes, then we can just say offer more extras, and maybe they have a new script, we can say custom extra, and we can say for $15, whatever happened there, $15, I will read the rest of your script. I use that phrasing a lot, where maybe if someone orders and they didn't pay for enough of it, we just say for 15 bucks and it'll take me one extra day, and then the countdown clock starts again. But in this case, or also, maybe they'll give us a totally new script with a lot of changes, and we'll say read your new script. And then if they're online right now, you might say I'll do it for $5 and I'll do it today. And in this case, we're going to be nice. I don't always do this, but we're going to be nice, and we're going to make, they didn't tell us the way to pronounce this word, and we're just going to fix it as is. So I know a lot of sellers, they'll throw in one or two revisions. I like to just say no revisions. If I do more work, I'll get paid for the extra work. And what happened here is they kept putting in this all-Caribbean-t-shirts, and they said, I had to write it that way, but pronounce it without dashes. So when they see all-Caribbean-t-shirts, pronounce it all in one. We wouldn't have known that, and if I saw this, I'd just pronounce it with the dashes. So they've corrected us, and we flip back to the Word document they gave us, and I'll search for the word shirts, and we see that. So if it was just this sentence, we would do a punch and roll recording, which I'll show you that first. But then we see that it's all just the end of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get to this part where we say apparel for most men and women, and then chop off the end and just record the end. So I'll show you both ways, and it might take a couple of minutes to do this. It'll take us longer to explain it than do it. Usually I just jump in and go. So we'll start with the scenario of what if it was just this sentence, right? What if it was just something in the middle of the recording? So we look for apparel for most men and women, and we can eyeball this and say this is a little over halfway through the recording. 371 words is about 2.5 minutes, so we're looking around the 1 minute 30-second mark. So we open up our recording in Audacity here, and then I like to drag this track to the bottom. That way I can just see what I'm working on, wherever that went. So, Rexy videos. I thought I dragged it down to the bottom. Take us longer to find this. Maybe I'll undo whatever I just did. All right, Rexy videos. And we'll drag this as the bottom. We lost. Okay. Is there a way to just bump it down? Line tracks. No, I think we just need to drag it. So we're selecting the whole track and moving it below these other tracks. Come on. Just want to get it on the bottom there. There we go. It's on the bottom. And then we see that it's about 2.5 minutes long. So we'll go about minute and a half. And before I get some hate, because sometimes people make fun of me, I'm just listening. I use Logitech Clear Chat to listen. I know it's not like the huge headphones, and then I'm talking into a Samsung microphone, like a Blue Yeti equivalent. So here's our island t-shirt collection. Fits perfectly and highlights the best attributes of the body. So we were a little too late. So we're looking for apparel for most men and women. And what also helps here is to have 2 monitors. So I'm going to drag the script on the monitor that you can't see. I have a monitor over here. And then what you do see is the Audacity. So we're looking for apparel for most men and women. I introduce to you all Okay, so we're right here at introduce to you, and just so that you can follow along, this part here should be all men and women. It has been the default item of apparel for most men and women. I introduce to you all-Caribbean-t-shirts.com. All right, so here's now where it gets interesting. Is this, from listening, this chunk here is where we say, I introduce to you all-Caribbean-t-shirts.com. And we want to replace just this one sentence. And for this, we use punch and roll, and we do a Shift D. And I'm not sure if there's a menu item for that. I just know Shift D allows us to re-record that little bit. I mean, I'm sure it's in the menus here somewhere, but we're just doing a Shift D. So what's going to happen is we're going to hit Shift D on the keyboard, and it will play the 5 seconds before this part that we recorded, and then when we get up to that part in the script, then we'll speak out those couple of sentences, then we'll stop recording, and then I'm going to highlight, I'm going to select, I'm going to copy, I'm going to Control Z and undo, and then I'm going to paste it in. So it's going to go real fast, but basically we're going to begin the new recording, we're going to record the new bit, we're going to stop recording, we're going to take that selection we just recorded, copy it, and then undo what we just did, and then paste it back in. So I guess I'll just have to do this. Here we go. Favorite style piece. It has been the default item of apparel for most men and women. I introduce to you allcaribbean-t-shirts.com. All right, so now we recorded that bit, but you see how, now the rest of our recording's gone. And so we highlight this, that's step 1. We Control C, copy it, that's step 2. We Control Z, we roll back, so it's as if we didn't record, but then see that area is still highlighted, and then we Control V, and then we dump in that new clip. So Shift D, record and stop, then Control C, Control V, Control C, Control Z, Control V, right? Copy, undo, paste. And here's the end result. The default item of apparel for most men and women. I introduce to you allcaribbean-t-shirts.com. We are your place for... And here we go, we keep going. And we're not going to put any more effort into it than that. I know if you listen really closely, it doesn't exactly match up, but it's Fiverr. We're not going for perfection here. We're going for speed and volume. Default item of apparel for most. And so so that's how you drop in one sentence. Now I'm going to show you the easy way, because we see that there's this whole last chunk, and instead of me having to redo this sentence, redo that sentence, redo that sentence, it's like I'll just spend the 30 seconds just redoing this last chunk, And it's a little unfortunate, but it gets to the point where if we're doing all this work and being careful with all these finer points, let's just redo the whole last bit. And so what we're going to do is we're going to chop off everything beginning with I introduced to you, and then just re-record that part of the recording. So let's see. The default item of apparel for most men and women. I introduced to you starts here, and we'll just highlight the whole thing. And if we were zoomed out, this would be quicker. That's all right though. So we'll highlight the whole thing, and then we click on or hit the delete key, right? And so now our recording ends with apparel for most men and women. And then we'll just click on here, and we'll hit the R key, and then read this last bit of the script, starting with I introduced to you. So here we go. I introduce to you allcaribbeantshirts.com. We are your place for the best Caribbean and island t-shirts on the internet. Our island t-shirt collection fits perfectly and highlights the best attributes of the body without looking like a skin-tight workout top. Our fitting shirts are never restrictive. They provide comfortable movement as they are 100% cotton. They are made from long staple fibers that last longer, look thinner, and feel lighter. If you live on the islands, be it Jamaica, Barbados, Bahamas, Cuba, Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, and lots more, and you want to look customized with the islands t-shirt, allcaribbeantshirts.com is the place to go. We will provide you with an excellent shopping experience with an utmost satisfaction. Feel confident shopping with us. Visit us today at www.allcaribbeantshirts.com. And there we go. Now we have that recorded. We have our solo recording, and then we'll dump just this track. So I like to go and highlight I'm going to rename the track name to Today. I'm going to export that as a WAV file, and then we'll get this processed and we'll get this turned in. And I guess I'll show you that part of it. So we'll go, we'll close that down. Go to Tools, Macros, got my Fiverr macro that just runs noise reduction. I don't do anything else. Noise reduction, increase a little bit of gain, and then dump both an MP3 and a WAV. That's how I like to do Fiverr. I could give them both an MP3 and a WAV file, because that is cuts down on things they have to answer, cuts down on things I have to look at. So we say Fiverr files, and then we'll look at these recordings we have, and then I'm going to batch process all of these, but I'm just going to process this Rexy videos, and then take a break, come back. It only takes a few seconds. I think the fact that I'm recording and all that slows it down. But then once this is done all processing, then I'll just go back to this page here and click on Deliver Modified Work, click on Upload Work, and then I could either have a custom message or just say, sorry, or here's the updated version, but I'm just going to be lazy and click on Here is your delivery, and then attach the file here. So it's going to trim the silences on the end, add a little bit of silence on the end back in, so that way it doesn't just start right at the split second. It's going to dump the MP3 version of the file, and then dump load the WAV version of the file. Then we just upload work. We go to the file, and then we're just going to attach both of these files for this person. And like I said, it's a judgment call with a lot of repeat buyers. If they don't make a habit of wanting to change things, or if it's my mistake, I'll usually redo it. But then if they change things on me, or it's unclear, or they're the kind of person where they always want something new done, then I'll charge them the $5 or the $10 or the $15 to get that change made. So we uploaded the new version, click on Deliver Work, and then now they're happy. Now I'm happy. Now everything is cleared off of our plate. So I hope that made sense as far as using Audacity. Either we punch and roll to switch out a sentence, or if there's a lot at the end, we just find the split point, we delete the end, and then begin recording and do the rest. So if that sounds cool, or if you want to see more of this Fiverr stuff in action, make sure you go right now to vosuccessformula.com. I'm Robert Plank. Have a nice night and thank you.